Like, you could grab your phone right now, film, edit, and post a 1 million view video within the next 30 minutes. Like the video Thin Watermelon by Nathan Fielder, I think is perfect proof that anyone can do it at any time. Hello, and welcome to my top 5 tips for unique YouTube video ideas. Where did these ideas come from, you ask? Well, I'm celebrating because just about a year ago today, I uploaded a video called Island Time Forever, which is what I consider to be my first YouTube video. It's the first one I ever posted with the story and the formatting all in mind for YouTube. Since then, I've uploaded quite a few other videos, each of which I try to make sort of a unique take on a different topic or a different theme. And along the way, I've learned a sort of set of guidelines that can at least help be a catalyst to coming up with unique and outside the box ideas. So without further ado, I'll jump into my first tip, which comes from that video Island Time Forever, and that is to embrace restriction. Island Time Forever was filmed during the height of quarantine when you couldn't really leave your property. And the house that I just so happened to be staying at had all this stuff laying around in the yard and in the garage and in the house. And I was going crazy and felt like I needed to make something. So I decided to sort of take just whatever I could find and conglomerate it into one complete thought. If we hadn't had the restriction of quarantine, that video would never have come out the way it did because we were limited on our options. When you have a bunch of different options, it's really hard to narrow down on one specific idea. And sometimes just embracing whatever restrictions you're working with is the best thing you can do for your storytelling. My second tip for coming up with unique YouTube video ideas is to create a character. Another video I made this summer that I was really proud of was something that explored the topic and the theme of intentional living. The theme of intentional living came up because at the time and still I was driving this horribly scary black van and I was getting all kinds of dirty looks and flack for driving this terrible car, and it was really chipping away at my self-confidence. I remembered back to a time when a friend of mine told me I had to live intentionally, and I was so confused as to what that actually meant. So I ended up deciding to just create a character out of my car and giving it a name. So that way, if people wanted to hate it, they would have to hate something that had a name. So what came of that was I named my van Marv, and subsequently Mini Marv was born. And my friend Jake Frew helped me film all these awesome shots of me driving that tiny little thing around town, and it was so much fun, and I look back on it as one of the coolest things I got to do this summer. I know for a fact that this can work for someone because I also made some dumb TikTok videos with Mini Marv and on that same topic, and collectively the 3 I made got almost 1 million views. So this tip works, and it can lead you to some pretty ridiculous places if you just fully embrace it. The third tip is probably the most functional out of the 5, and that is to set an achievable goal. This summer, I felt a real lack of the sense of accomplishment. It just didn't seem like I had done anything to completion the whole year. And so what do you do when you're in that situation? Well, you spend 24 hours in a tree, which is what I did. I love this tip because when I finished that video, not only did I get that sense of accomplishment that I was lacking, I also had a great story to tell, because inherently with this one, a beginning, a middle, and an end are baked right into it. You set the goal, you try to achieve the goal, and then you either do or don't achieve the goal. So there's not a lot of heavy lifting that happens on the storytelling side of things. And another reason that this one is so great is it fits in to just about any genre of video that you're interested in. So say for instance, you're a painter, try and paint 100 paintings in a week. Or maybe you're a photographer, take 1,000 photos in a day. I don't know, do whatever you want. This one's open-ended. It's a great one. My fourth tip is definitely my hardest to do out of the 5, and that is to express an honest thought. This one was really difficult for me to hit upload on. I always kind of have a difficult time hitting that upload button, but this one was particularly scary for me. Throughout the summer of making videos, I started to run into just kind of a problem with the simple fact that Instagrammers and YouTubers we sort of collectively decided to rename ourselves creators. And you can watch that video and hear my thoughts on that whole thing. But the idea behind this specific tip is that a lot of times the most unique thing that you have going for you is your perspective. And maybe it goes against the grain, maybe it's not the most popular opinion. I was really expecting this video to face some kind of pushback or disagreement, but a magical thing ended up happening, and that is that it found a discussion space. And I got all kinds of comments and messages of people saying, I agree or I disagree. It doesn't even matter what they said. The fact is they said something. So if you're brave, this one has the most potential to have the most power, but it also has to be done tastefully, and that's not easy. So tip 4 is for the brave only, and that is to express an honest, hard thought. Good luck with that one. My 5th and final tip is pretty obviously my favorite one right now. You can tell just from my work the past couple weeks what I'm really interested in now, and that is hijacking passion, which sounds a little bit evil, but I promise it's not. It's really good. The basic idea behind this one is to find someone with passion and tell their story. After a while, when you're making videos about yourself over and over and over, you will inevitably run into the end of yourself and realize that at this given point in time, there's just not a lot left to say. And this one's so good because it puts a new passion and a new purpose behind your storytelling and gives you incentive to say things you wouldn't have otherwise said or explore things you wouldn't have otherwise explored. The video I made with my soon-to-be PhD theologian friend Alex Simpson is my favorite video I made this entire year. I also made one with my little sister, a photographer friend of mine, my good friend Elsa. None of these people are gonna have the same story, so they're inherently unique just in the fact that every person you make a video about has a different story to tell. So it's great. It's a super good one. It's my favorite for sure. You know it's my favorite. You can tell from my body of work these past couple weeks. This has been one of the most wild years I've been alive. I think it has been for everyone, but for me in the sense that I never would have expected to have this tiny little micro community of people that rally around my dumb ideas. It's been so humbling, and I'm so thankful for everyone that watched one of my videos this year. It just means the world to me. So if you have a unique or ridiculous or outside the box idea that stems from this video, I would love for you to send it to me on I don't even know, just find me, I guess. It would be so cool if one of the byproducts of this last year was someone got inspired to make a video that they wouldn't have otherwise made. So again, thank you so much. I hope this was a helpful video. I tend to not want to make this type of video, but I've had some people ask for it. So I hope this helped you. I hope this inspired you. I hope you can go make whatever you want to make. And yeah, that's genuinely what I want and hope for. So thank you.